First, we're going to start off by showing where to download MT5, MetaTrader 5. You can download it from metatrader5.com. I personally have a Mac, but I don't use the Mac version because there's a lot of issues with it. So I actually I actually use Windows. I run Microsoft Parallel to run MetaTrader 5 on Windows because the actual MetaTrader 5 application was designed for Windows. So you have less issues when you use it through Windows. Another way that you could do this is you can use a virtual VPS, what's called VPS. You can pay for hosting a virtual machine, which will host Windows on it for you, and you can access it remotely. So I highly recommend this when you are trading live, because if you have this remote server that's up and running, no matter what happens on your local machine, though your trades won't go down, you'll always be able to access that remote server from any computer. Okay, so this is where to download MetaTrader 5, but I already have it installed on my computer. So what I'm going to do is just talk about how to log into an account. Okay, so if you come up here, you'll click log into trade account. Okay, so here, this is where you put in your login information, your password, and you'll select your server. You click OK, and then you should be logged in. If you want to check to see if you're logged in, this information should be bolded right here. And then you should see your balance here. You go to the trade window, you should see your balance of your account there. That's how to log in. Now, let's look at how to change your chart. So when I come in here, I don't really like how the chart looks. So what I'm going to do is I am going to come here and I'll start to change the properties of this. Okay, so you can literally change most things here. You can select no grid, which I don't like the grid personally. My bar up, which is the bullish bar. So you have the background color. You can change the background color. Foreground color you can change as well. So you can come in here. You can type in. You can select from here, or you can type in like using RGBA. So right now I'm going to use leave my background black. Also here you can come in and you can select your bar up here, which I'm going to make this blue color because I like the blue color. Okay, that's the outline of it. And my bull candle, I'm going to make that same color. Okay, deep blue here. All right, white candle, the bear candle, I'm going to leave white because I like it to be white. And then the outline of the bear candle, I want it to match. So I'm going to have this as white here. Okay, then for the line chart, I want the line chart to match my candles here. The volumes, if you enable volumes, you can change those colors, but I won't change any of those right now. The bid line here, I like to keep it red so that I can see it, want it to stick out. So I like to keep it red. The stop levels I like to keep red. And then if you turn on the ask price here, so this shows the difference in the spread for you. So bid and ask price, it'll show the difference so you can see your spread. So I normally always turn those on. Okay. So here's some other things that you can play with to see if you want to turn on and off here. So the ticker is here. So I'm on SPX 500. These numbers here, if you want to use these, you can have them on. And then if you want to see what the bar chart looks like or the line chart, you can come in here and see it. And then there's some other details here that I don't normally mess with myself. Okay, so once I've customized the chart, now I have a chart that I like to look at. Okay, and what you can do if you want to save the template and you want this to be your default, you can literally name this as default. Okay, and if whenever you open up a new chart, it'll automatically open up that chart with your saved options. So now let's talk about how to read the current market price. So current market price, you can see here on the right hand side, 39.81 on the chart. You can see it should be moving up and down. Right now it's the Asian session, so this isn't moving as much, but you can see your candle should be moving and you should see the prices here. Okay, so this is the current price. There, 39.81. Also, if you look over here in the left-hand side, okay, and you looking at, you can see your symbols over here, right? But you see the bid and the ask price here for your different symbols that you've enabled. So before I go there, let's talk about templates a little bit more. So you can save different templates, right? So if you want to have different colors here, you can save and load different templates. As you saw, I saved templates. So let's say I have a templates with certain indicators on it, right? So this is one template that's saved. If you look at this momentum one, this comes out of the box with MT5, but it's just showing you that you can save not only your colors, but also indicators as well. Okay, so I'm going to load so I load the ADX. This is another one, right? So it has these indicators. So my chart, I normally trade naked. So go back to the default, which I don't have anything here. Okay, don't have anything on there. So just making you aware of how to use templates. Now let's look at the market watch. So here on the left-hand side, there are a few different things that you'll probably use that's important here. One of the first things is the symbols. So in the symbols window, you can turn on and off your different symbols that you want to see in the market watch window. Okay. So for me, normally when I download MT4, because I don't trade, I mainly trade only a few pairs. What I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll just MT4 or MT5. You can come over here and I'll hide the different symbols. Okay. So I'll look and see what's open over here. So we have gold. It won't let me remove gold because the gold chart is open. So I'm going to close this chart. Then I'm going to go back to symbols here. And then if I go back to metals, I'm going to highlight all of them. So the highlight, you can click on the top, hold shift, click on the bottom, and then it'll allow you to highlight all of them. So I'm hiding all of those. For the indices, let's say I only want to keep SPX, and for this particular broker, I'm going to keep SPX and UK 500, UK 100. Okay, so there. And then for Forex, I'm going to come in here and I am going to choose to hide everything except for GBP, JPY. Okay, so I want to show that symbol. Okay, and then let's the metals. Okay, so one of the cool features about MetaTrader 5 is that it will allow you to search, right? So you can come up to this box and search. So I'm going to hide Euro USD. I don't trade that one. So if you look over here in the market watch, what you'll have are the different symbols that you trade. Okay. So in order to open up a chart for them, okay, if you want to load these in, you can click chart window and it'll load the chart for GBP JPY, and you click chart window over here. It'll load in the chart for UK 100. So these tabs down here it will allow you to go through the different charts that you have open. Okay. Now let's talk about how to change the time frame and zoom in and out. Okay. So here you have at the top here, and you can reorganize these by dragging and dropping. So here are your time frames. Okay. So if I want to cycle through the time frames, I can click the different time frames here at the top, or if I want to, I can right click and go through the time frames there. Next, let's discuss how to zoom in and out. So there's three ways. So one, you can click the buttons here at the top. Okay, zoom out, zoom in, you can right click and click the zoom in and zoom out here, or you can press plus. Plus to zoom in, minus to zoom out. I normally like to learn shortcut keys and use shortcut keys when I am trading as much as possible. Next, let's talk about how to scroll back in the chart, right? So if you want to scroll backwards in time, when you click on the chart, you should see the arrow and you drag, it'll allow you to go back, go backwards, okay? So you can drag, you can go backwards. Now, if you turn this off, if this is turned on, scroll the chart to the end on the incoming tick. This will automatically, if you're back here, as there's a new tick created, it'll automatically scroll to the end, okay? So if you have this one on, shift end of the chart from the right border, you may wanna have this one on to give you some room between the edge of the chart and the candle here. So sometimes if I'm back testing or if I'm looking backwards in the market, I'll turn this off so that I can go back, zoom in and out without the chart going all the way back to the beginning. Okay, if you turn that on, it'll take you all the way back to the beginning. It can be a little annoying if you are trying to look backwards and do some back testing or look at trades that you've taken in the past. Next, let's talk about how to use drawing tools. So MT5 has several tools that you can use to mark up the charts. First, let's look at the horizontal rule, right? So let's say that you want to add a horizontal rule to mark up a zone. You can add it here and then you can place it on the chart. If you double click it, it'll allow you to drag it up and down and place that. You can also right click and click properties, and you can name this if you want. You can change the color here. And there's you can update where it is. So you see the parameter here, 7214. You can update this number if you have a specific number that you want to go to. Let's put 7,000. It'll automatically send it down there and update it. Okay, so that's there. If you need to draw trend lines, you can use this particular object here, and it's all the same. You double click, you can use it to drag it. And then also, if you want to see all of the objects that you have on the chart, you can click object list and you can update any of these. You can delete them here in this window as well. So you can draw different things like arrows and more. Now we're going to talk about how to use the ruler. So if you want to measure the distance between 2 points, you can click on the crosshair and you come to the point to where you want to measure and you click. It'll show you a few things here. So it'll show you, number one, at the top, you'll see on the left, the first number is the price that you're at. If you scroll over, make it go to the right, it'll show you how many bars are there. And then also, it'll also give you how many points between the start and the end, okay? And then give you the percentage. So you see that plus 2.12%. It'll show you the percentage difference between the 2 points, okay? The rise in percentage between the 2 points, okay? Now, let's talk about how to arrange the charts. So you can always hide this market watch and the MetaTrader navigator. And here, out of the box, MetaTrader 5 has a way for you to tile the different charts. So you can see SPX 500, GBP, JPY, and UK 100 all at the same time. So that's something that you can do. It has different styles, like you can tile them horizontally, tile them vertically, or you can also, switch how these are arranged here. You can maximize the chart by using that button to maximize it there. Also, you can arrange these across different monitors as well. here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and we are going to just use the vertical like this so I can see all of the charts at the same time. Now let's talk about how to enter into a trade. So we're going to take GBP JPY, and there are a few ways that you can enter into a trade. You can click the new order here, and what you'll see is you have the symbol. You want to make sure you have the right symbol. You have the type. Okay. So here it's instant execution is market execution. So we want to execute the order right away. The pending order here allows you to execute buy limits or sell limits, buy stops or sell stops here. Okay. So what we're going to do is come to volume, and this will allow you to put in the lot size. So my recommendation for our group is that we are using a trade assistant to help us calculate the lot, or you can use a manual lot calculator where you can input your account size, your stop loss, how much you want to risk, and then it'll give you the lot size. Okay. So if you come here, we're going to enter one lot here, and stop loss, we are going to say 164.743. And our take profit will be 165. Let's just do 166. Okay. All right. So so now we are in a position right now. Okay. So that's how you open a trade. Next, we want to verify that our trade is open, and we want to see how much we will lose, okay, and how much we will gain. So if you look at the stop loss here, you can hover over the stop loss and you'll see the profit here, right? Negative $347 here if it hits the stop loss. Here, if we look at this, it'll show the profit, right? So we'll make $548. Okay. Now let's talk about how to close a trade. Okay. So there's a few ways to close a trade. One, you can set a TP, right? You set your TP. If it hits the TP, it'll automatically close the trade for you. The other way is your stop loss. If it hits your stop loss, it'll automatically close the trade for you and take you out. Another way, though, is you can come down here and you can manually close this. So what I'm going to do right here is going to manually close. It's going to ask you if you are okay with one-click trading, which basically means if you hit the button, then it should automatically work. It should automatically execute. So close the trade. Now, next, we're going to talk about how to view past trades. There's two ways. If you click on history, you should be able to see the trades that you placed, right? So volume, this is a one lot, this is the price, this is the stop loss, that's the TP, and that's the time that the order was executed, okay, and placed. And then this is our closing price, and your profit is here. So negative 570. It'll give you a percentage. This was very small, so I'm not sure if this is going to calculate here. Now, one other thing that you can do also is you can see here as well on the chart where that order executed. Okay, so this is where we placed it, and this is where it was closed. Okay, so if this was a larger distance, you see a line from here to here, and that is something that is beneficial. If we turn off trade history, okay, and you want to see it in the chart, you can drag. You should be able to drag it on to the chart, but maybe since we have trade history off, it's not showing. Okay. Now there's a bunch of shortcut keys. Let's talk about shortcut keys. So there's a bunch of shortcut keys, and it's really good to learn them. So if you look at another way to place an order, you can press F9 on your keyboard, and you can open up an order, right? So if I press F9, this box will open. Okay. If you want to zoom, right? We talked about plus and minus, right? So that'll help you pressing plus and minus. If you want to open up your navigator so that you can navigate your accounts here. On Mac, it's Command N, Windows, it's Control N, okay? So you can open that up. If you want to see the market watch as well, then you should be able to press Control M, and then you'll see the market watch come here. If you want to look at symbols, Control U, okay? So most times the symbol, the shortcut will be next to this, the activity that you want to add, okay? Now, if you want to add indicators, let's talk about adding indicators. So if you go to insert here, there's a number of indicators that you can add, okay? So I'm just going to add one. We'll add the one for volumes here, accumulation and distribution, okay? And then the indicator will show up there, right? We can add a number of indicators here. So this is the adaptive moving average. So you'll see these lines here. If you want to clear the indicators, you can go to indicator list. Okay, you can click delete and you can clear them off. Now let's talk about how to draw on the chart. So if you want to draw on the chart, you can come to insert here, and there's a number of things that you can add to the chart. You can add lines, channels, you can add shapes. So if we are drawing on the chart and we want to add a zone here, you can add a zone. If you double click it, you can go to, okay, so we have this one active. We double click it, we have it active. We can move it up and down, okay? And you know when you have it active is when you double click it, and you should see this dot here. That will allow you to move it around there. Then you can click properties, and here is where you can change the properties. You can change the style of the t-shirt style. You can change parameters like the values of the top, the bottom. You can fill in the shape as well. There are many different things you can just play around here to see what you like to do with it. That's how you draw certain shapes. You can insert a lot of different shapes. So I would just come in here, play around with it. There's arrows, there's lines here. So if we're drawing a line we're just looking at our structure. Okay, here we can draw lines here. Okay, so there's many things you can draw in here. So if you want to go to the list of objects that you have here, you can come in here, you can delete them from this window. Okay. Let's talk about another way to open trades. So if you click on this trade panel, okay, you can use Alt-T to open up this trade panel. And let's say you want to do quick orders and you want to do market execution quickly. This is one way to do so. You click sell, open, the orders will open as soon as you click them here, okay? Or if you click buy, orders will open as well. So you see the orders open. So they'll open without a stop loss or a TP. You have to come in here, you click on stop loss, you have to come in here and add the stop loss of each one of these orders separately. But that's another way. If you're trying to open a lot of orders quickly, you can set the lot size and then you can click on the execution buttons here. One other thing I want to talk about is partial closes. If you want to close a position partially, not all the way, you can click on this price here and you can click, if you had a one lot, you click 0.5, 0.5. You can close half of this position and it'll only close half and keep the other half going, okay? If you look at the trade history, then you'll see where 0.5 was closed of that lot. So this is a way for you to manage your trade If you only want to close part of the trade, take some of the profits and let some of it run, this is a good way to do that. Okay, so you can close any number of partials here. So let's close 0.75. Okay, so it'll leave 0.25 open. So this is another neat trick here. So 0.75 was closed there. And then when we close the final positions here in the history, we will see that those positions are fully closed now. And it'll show us the percentage change. Okay, so here you'll have MT5 will automatically add up the profit if you are positive or negative. Now, one last thing I want to show you is how to export your trading history. So one of the cool tools about the history tab is that you can do a search here. So you can grab all history, last 3 months, last month's, or you can do a custom period. So you can come in here and you can look at what we did today, last 3 days, last week, right? So if you want to look at your data, you can do it that way. And then if you want to export the data, you can click on HTML here. You can come in and save it. If you go to your desktop, you'll see your trade history here. So to show you the positions that you had, orders that you put in, those that were executed and were not. Okay, it'll list out your balance, the equity, current equity. It'll list out your margin. It'll give you a cool little chart, your total net profit for that particular period. Here you can also see the percentage of trades the short trades that you won, percentage of long trades that you won. There's a full breakdown of different information here. That's pretty cool that you can get directly from the MT4 if you don't want to sign up for like MyFXBook, or if you don't want to wait for MyFXBook to give you data, you can get some of that data directly from the MetaTrader 5 window. Okay, I hope this was beneficial. See you in the next video.